this one in the Fox Sports app. Well, did the Lakers really come close to trading LeBron? Bleacher Report's Rick Bucher wrote yesterday that leaks that were believed to be from LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, regarding a potential Anthony Davis trade made Lakers owner Jeanie Buss so mad that the idea of trading LeBron crossed her mind. Buss recently called out the media for, quote, fake news regarding the Davis trade rumors. We're joined by Rob Parker this morning.
What's
Good to
happening?
have you with us.
Good morning.
But Shannon, I will go to you first on this one. Are you surprised by the report?
I don't put no stock in that, Skip. You know what? Yesterday, for a second there, I thought about buying a place up in Malibu. It crossed my mind. You see how that came and went?
Sounds
Skip,
nice.
because it would make no sense to me. You've done everything you've done to hopefully, because you knew 2019 was going to be the year of the free agent. Now, LeBron came up first in 2018, and now you got KD, you got Kawhi, you got a host of the Kyrie and Jimmy Butler and a lot of other guys, Klay Thompson. You trade LeBron, okay? You know something I don't know, Jeanie Buss? Because if you trade LeBron, remember, although she hadn't run the team, her brothers was running it after her father passed, she been around. This is the 6th straight year they've missed the playoffs. But in the previous 5, there wasn't the buzz around the team that it is now. There wasn't the expectations about this team like it was in years past. This would make no sense to me. And what do you hope to get? What do you hope to get? Who gonna trade? Ain't nobody trade, because like I said, you're telling me LeBron is close to the end in the beginning, so why would I trade anything other than a bag of marble and a box of flour? So why would I trade anything for LeBron, Skip? He's that close to the end in the beginning.
And as I reminded you earlier, if you trade him, you have a 15% trade kicker in his contract, so he would go from $35.6 million to $42 million.
Wow, what a raise.
So it's almost like an Antonio Brown deal where you say, would somebody please take him off our hands?
Yikes.
You know, could we pay you to take LeBron?
In the sporting term, we call that a poison pill.
Oh.
Because what it does, because if you swallow it, gonna kill you. Because that's why we put that in there, because we know it might happen. Because we know once we left Cleveland, Skip, because we didn't have we don't have 4 years of service with this team, we couldn't get that no trade clause. So we had to put a poison pill in there. Okay, you want my services? This is what it's gonna cost you. Jeanie Buss need to stop. Now, we've given her a pass because she's nice and we like Jeanie. I like Jeanie. But hold on, Skip. Don't make it seem like she been running this thing like R.C. Buford. Don't make it seem like she got this thing going, this smooth sailing for the Lakers, because it ain't. That guy fell in your lap. It's like the winning lottery ticket. You just happen to walk in the store and find a lottery ticket on the floor, and next thing you know, you run it on the machine. You're like, what? I won $150 million?
That sounds nice.
That's what happened to her. They didn't recruit him. He came to you.
And why did he come to you?
Well,
because you are located in Hollywood, California.
Because
right?
it was the only, as he said before, it was the only franchise that was worthy of his services.
I don't think it was franchise. No, it was Hollywood.
It was Los Angeles. You know it, Shannon. Stop.
It was the only organization that was worthy of a king's service.
You mean an organization that hadn't made the playoffs in 5 years? Is that the organization
They
you're
still the
talking about?
Lakers. Are they not the Lakers?
Yeah, but they're the
Okay,
down Lakers.
So?
But I will give you this. Did you go to journalism school?
I did.
Because I'm going to give you a little bit of credit here.
You did?
I did.
That's revisionist history.
I know.
Well, lying seemed to be a big thing in TV these days.
But the thing you said about the whole story, and we had Rick Bucher on our radio show, The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio, and we talked about that. Because the thing that was yesterday.
Oh, you had him
We had
yesterday.
him on the show yesterday.
Okay.
Great.
So it was the part where he said contemplating, or she contemplated it.
It crossed her mind.
It crossed her mind, which I agree with you from the standpoint of this. Because you know as well, Skip, if there was a trade or something involved, that would have been his lead, not 6 paragraphs in.
That's fair.
Okay?
Yep.
So that's number one, and that was a question that we talked to him about.
And
now, what he said, he said that no, she never picked up the phone and talked or engaged with anybody else, but did she think about it or like have this fleeting moment where she thought about it? Yes. So that answered the question why it wasn't his lead and why it was 6 paragraphs in, because she never took any action on it.
Right.
And then you take a look and you say, you wouldn't give up LeBron or you wouldn't think about doing that. I think you would think about it only from the standpoint of this has been a failure. You can look at it any way you want. LeBron James, you know this. They were supposed to make the playoffs when he came here, okay?
Yes.
No matter what. And the other part, people keep going back. They were the 4th seed. LeBron got hurt. And that all sounds nice. But, Shannon, let's be honest. When he came back, they couldn't beat anybody with LeBron. They couldn't beat Memphis. They couldn't beat Atlanta. They couldn't beat New Orleans without AD, right? Yeah. I mean, those were games that if they would have won those games, they would have still been in the mix.
Right.
And that's what we all thought, that they would get in the playoffs the first year. They would survey the land with the young guys. None of that stuff happened. And the truth be told is, when you go back to KD, and Skip, he said it, go back and read it, the environment around LeBron is toxic. And he's right. He nailed it. It's not that LeBron can't play and put up numbers, but it's always some drama. There's always something involved. And when all that stuff came out from Rich Paul or whoever, because the other part is, and Chris Broussard talked about it, was that when those names came out, it was the Lakers were a part to put out some of those names too, because they swung and missed on Paul George because they didn't go after him hard enough. Okay. So they didn't want to be looked at as like, here we go again, where AD might be available and we're like tiptoeing around. So we put it all out there. No, we're all the way in. We want this guy, and it backfired on them.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, I get it. The chance of them trading him is like almost zero. But to honestly think about where they are, where they're going moving forward, and if they can't get a second star in the offseason, and it's not guaranteed, this is going to be a disaster. His 4 years.
A second and a third star if they want to do business.
Right, but he needs at least a second star.
I would agree. I have known Rick Bucher for a long time. I trust him. I respect him. I'm taking all of this to the bank, that this isn't some shoddy, reckless reporting job
100%.
with some outlandish conclusion. So do I believe that Jeanie Buss, as he says, was furious at Rich Paul for leaking rumors about this, for sort of trying to power play this into existence? It felt like Rich was running the Lakers, like he was going to force this trade to happen. And she was, according to Rick Bucher, furious. And it took Rich Paul calling her and clearing the air and getting back in her good graces for her to back off the prospect, the thought in her head of, maybe I should just cut bait with everything. And it's not just cutting bait with LeBron, but it's with Rich Paul and everything that LeBron brings to a franchise, which is he's going to dominate the whole show.
But if I'm LeBron, I'm looking at Jeanie a little different, because if something crossed my mind and I don't tell nobody, how would they know?
You could be right about that.
Rob Parker, you can't tell me what crossed your mind, then I know what crossed your mind.
No, you
so
wouldn't know.
Rich Drew could know that this crossed your mind. Somebody named Jeanie Buss had to tell me.
The bridge is on fire.
I agree with that.
It's on fire. Rick goes on to say that several league executives would not be surprised if the Lakers at least explored their options going forward, trading LeBron. And he brings up the Bucks and the Celtics as possibilities of, would they plunge for him? Would they give up?
Oh, yeah.
Would they plunge? Would they try to pair Giannis with LeBron going forward? Celtics got all the pieces, all the draft picks. You could try.
Would LeBron go? Or would he retire?
I don't know.
No, he ain't retired. We got too much basketball in him.
Well, he has no trade veto.
No, right. But I'm just saying, would he go and play? He came to Los Angeles for a reason.
But you know what, Rob? I noticed you didn't read it and Skip didn't read it. Because there's one Eastern Conference exec say LeBron James now, he's not good enough to take 4 cadavers to a finals. But you ain't read that. You got to.
Okay, wait a second. What is your point reading and re-emphasizing that quote? You're looking into the past, that you want to bring up the fact that he took 4 dead guys to the finals.
Oh, I didn't say
but you know what?
cadavers.
Kyrie had a pulse. Kevin Love had a pulse.
And they were also played in the weak Eastern Conference, which helped out. Admit it.
Okay.
What, is the West the same?
How many shots Kyrie hit for him last year?
Okay, but Shannon, you realize you're doing in your own argument, because you're also reinforcing the fact he can't do that anymore.
No.
Father Time is tapping on shoulders.
Name the guy that can. Well, there's a reason why KD left OKC.
Okay, but you're telling me he's still the best player on the planet and he's the GOAT.
Best player. Hold on. So you're trying to tell me a best player can beat a best team? That's why Michael could not beat the Big Three Celtics. They had the better team. Am I right, Rob?
Yes, they had Hall of Famers.
And what about the bad boy Pistons? He couldn't do it till he got better players.
He was a baby, and he didn't get better players.
You see, I mean, you're a baby.
Come on,
now.
stop
you're a
it.
baby.
But you're not admitting that LeBron hasn't taken a step back this year, Shannon?
27, 8, and 8, stepping back.
Yeah.
Yes.
From where?
Because those
Roll out of bed
numbers are phony. They're not the same.
Not the same, because they're not
They're
winning.
not the same.
Because they're not winning.
Yes, because it does matter if you win.
Shannon, let's
Shannon, you
reread
know
the
that.
other quote from the Eastern Conference owner who said, I wouldn't gut my team for a player who isn't committed and is toward the end of his career. Committed. LeBron was not completely, fully invested in this year's Lakers. He is chasing Michael B. Jordan as well as Michael Jordan. So there's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
He done passed Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Okay.
So he might as well chase Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
He already done passed Michael Jeffrey.
It's partly about Hollywood now, to a fault. And again, he took one look at this team, which he liked going in. He asked for playmakers, not three-point snipers. And he said, yeah, we got a chance. And for a while, they played pretty well. But was he ever fully engaged? It didn't look like it to me. He looked lethargic.
And Skip, you know this too. Everywhere LeBron has always gone, he's already had his pieces in place. This was the first time that he showed up and go, well, I'll wait and see what happens, because he just wanted to be in Hollywood.
I want LeBron to be less committed next year. So next year, he might give me 30, 12, and 10. I want him to be less committed next year than what he is right now.
And what will you give us next year? 12th place?
No,
I don't know.
It's hard for those Lakers fans, though. Their record at this point is the same as it was last season.
That's amazing.
Hold on.
Yikes.
The Lakers should be just fine. Because what was their record the previous 4 years before last year?
No, but they got LeBron to change all
And what
that.
else?
At least to be in a better place.
How many championships did Shaq bring before he got Kobe?